Good morning, we have breaking weather news. The tropical disturbance in the Atlantic now has a 70% chance of development over the next 7 days, meaning we're probably going to see a tropical storm or hurricane out of this. There are currently strong storms moving across portions of the Midwest and Ohio Valley, and we've been upgraded to a 3 out of 5 risk across the Midwest today. Flooding rainfall is also possible. Tons of precipitation is on the way for the Northwest. And oh my gosh, is it about to get hotter in the Southeast. I appreciate you guys stopping by to watch this video. Let's get into the weather updates. Starting with the tropics, take a look at the top left of your screen. Atlantic Disturbance 1 has a 30% chance of development over the next 2 days and a 70% chance of cyclone development over the next 7 days. We're probably going to see tropical development out of this. You can see a ton of convection right in this region here, and then right behind it, we have a really nice spin in the atmosphere, and we'll see some of this convection is probably going to get wrapped up in this main circulation. I think this is actually the area we're watching. You can see there's a ton of dust and likely dry air out ahead of this system, but where we have this train of tropical waves, there's enough moisture to likely have formation. And as I said last video, if this storm can get compact enough, it can move through this dry air. Here's the European AI ensemble runs, and clearly it sees a lot of activity out here, some of which is headed in the direction of the States. Here's the European operational. We actually have some very strong Category 2, Category 3, maybe hurricanes developing with some of these members. Google DeepMind FNV3 also produces some strong hurricanes headed in the direction of the States. And so does the Google DeepMind GenCast. So I don't know about you, but I'm starting to take this a little bit more seriously. Still plenty of time. Guys, we don't even have a tropical cyclone yet. It's a disturbance. But the modeling is looking pretty wild. It's getting pretty aggressive, so I'll keep you updated. I don't know if I have anyone in Hawaii or anyone who's going to Hawaii soon in this video, but you can see Hawaii's right up here, and we may get a tropical cyclone right out to the southeast of you guys. Pacific Disturbance 1 now has a 90% chance of tropical development within the next 7 days. Very likely going to become a tropical cyclone, 60% chance over the next 2 days. And where's it going? Well, if you can't tell, it looks like directly at Hawaii. A lot of these models bring it in somewhere between a tropical storm and a Category 2 hurricane. Look at the left side of the screen. Hawaii is right under there. You can probably see it a little better now, but this is something you guys should be preparing for. Possible landfall, or at least a close encounter, is likely going to be around August 15th or 16th, so 3 to 4 days to prepare before we see some effects. We've got severe storms, including multiple tornado warnings moving across the Midwest right now. You can see Dubuque down to Davenport, and then out here through portions of eastern Indiana and Ohio. Flash flood warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, all the above. Here's the day one convective outlook from the SPC, or Storm Prediction Center. Large marginal risk, 2 separate slight risks, and an enhanced risk, or 3 out of 5 risk for severe thunderstorms. This includes portions of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and southwestern West Virginia. This enhanced risk does come with a 2% tornado threat stretching from Iowa all the way down through West Virginia, a 30% SIG 1 risk for damaging winds. What does SIG 1 mean? Well, that means we could see 80+ mile per hour gusts. SIG 1 just means it could be significant severe weather. You have SIG 2, you have SIG 3 as well. This is just a SIG 1 threat. I shouldn't say just. You should still take this very seriously. This means this isn't your average severe weather. Anyone in this area with the dashed lines or the hatch marks wants to have a way to receive alerts today, and that does include some bigger cities like Davenport, you're right on the border there, Rockford, Chicago, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Columbus, Lexington, Louisville. I know I'm missing a bunch, but you get the picture there. Larger 5 and 15% wind risk. Obviously, that stretches out from that SIG 1 area. And for hail, we're really just watching southwestern North Dakota, western South Dakota, and northwestern Nebraska, where we do have a 15% SIG 1 risk for hail, so 2 to 3+ inch hail is possible. This has got to be one of the weirdest risk zones I've ever seen, but this is tomorrow's risk zone. Chicago, Milwaukee, look at you guys. You're just lucking out. South Bend, Fort Wayne, Grand Rapids, going right around you guys. Very strange. But tomorrow we do have a tornado threat down in southern Illinois and southern Indiana. Large wind risk across much of the country, no SIG 1, and then that hail threat as well. So what could our severe weather look like today? Well, we already have some storms through eastern Iowa and pushing through portions of Indiana and Ohio, also pushing out towards western Pennsylvania. Some thunderstorms down in West Virginia as well. Let's move forward. 10, 11, 12. Now we've got storms pushing through Chicago, northern Indiana, and we got a nice little line of storms pushing down into northwestern West Virginia. This could be a little bit of a damaging wind threat as well up in northern Indiana. We continue to move forward, and these storms actually look pretty decent pushing through central to northern Indiana, western Ohio. I could definitely see why we could get some hail, damaging wind for sure. I see why they have that SIG 1 30% risk out here, and a little bit of a tornado threat as well. So this is the HRRR, which isn't usually as aggressive, and it's being pretty aggressive. So this isn't an evening severe weather event like we're used to seeing more of the time. This is potentially starting late morning all the way through the afternoon hours. This is going to cause some rush hour issues as well through portions of northern Kentucky, maybe southern Ohio, southeastern Indiana, maybe southwestern West Virginia. This is one of those days where if you have the option to work from home, if you have one of those jobs, you may want to consider it. Or if you're going into the office, maybe leave a little bit early. This is around 4 p.m. down in this area here, so it's going to be a mess. We could have a lot of strong storms. And you know, if the HRRR is being aggressive, the Rufus is being even more aggressive. Wow. This looks like an event. This looks like a lot of severe weather today. And taking a look at our SIGTOR parameters, I actually want to take a quick sounding out of here. There we go. Some nice curve in the photograph. A ton of instability. Holy smokes. Over 5,000 joules per kilogram of surface cape. Really good low level and mid level moisture, actually. Our lapse rates are pretty impressive. I'm surprised we don't have a more significant hail risk in this region in particular. Storm relative helicity looks pretty good. Obviously, the hazard type is a tornado and some good rotation. You can see if you look at the middle of this photograph here, we have winds coming out of the west around the 500 millibar. Down at the surface, they're coming out of the south, 800 to 700 millibar. Low level jet, they're coming out of the southwest. Again, some good rotation. So I can definitely see why there could be a spin up or two in this area. Not a ton of inhibition as well. You can see the SIN down here. This is our convective inhibition. Storms are going to be firing off in this region. Let's look at the short waves develop on the Rufus. There you go. Impressive short waves. Also, oh my gosh, look at this low level jet. We might get an upgrade on this wind threat. Taking a look at this. Now, this is the Rufus, but the HRRR is being pretty aggressive as well. When they're both being this aggressive, really nice 500 millibar jet, really nice 850 low level jet, tons of low level moisture, buoyancy, strong updrafts lead to strong downdrafts. I think we might want to get a moderate upgrade, at least for wind, maybe a SIG 2. It looks spicy. And just for fun, I want to see what's going on tomorrow down here in southern Illinois, southern Indiana. There you go. Rufus sees some strong storms. This is where we have our tornado threat tomorrow, so we'll have to pay attention to that. Not only could we see damaging wind out here, the possibility for tornadoes, maybe some small hail, but we also have the excessive rainfall threat. Southeastern Indiana, southern Ohio, northeastern Kentucky, southwestern West Virginia. You have a moderate risk for excessive rainfall. By the way, we move into tomorrow, you're still in a slight risk. Thursday, you're still in a slight risk. Friday, you're in a marginal risk. So just a ton of rainfall out here. Taking a look at our national blend, let's look out about 7 days. There you go. From Sioux Falls all the way down through West Virginia, we could see widespread 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. The areas we're really watching: northern Illinois, central to northern Indiana, southern Ohio, northeastern Kentucky, most of West Virginia. Obviously, Iowa could see a lot of rainfall. Central to northeastern Colorado could see a lot of rainfall as well. When is this rainfall going to fall? Well, a good portion of this is actually really over the next 72 hours. Let's take a look here. Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and West Virginia. Like I said, a lot of it over the next 3 days. And then we kind of get a second round of this as we get into the weekend. But taking a look a little bit further out, we're talking about the 6 to 10 day outlook, August 16th through August 20th. Finally, we're going to get some rainfall, likely up in the Pacific Northwest and really just across the West in general. Definitely Oregon, Washington, Idaho, you guys need this. This will be welcomed. Pushing out a little bit further, the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. So this is from August 18th through August 24th. It looks like we could have an increased chance for rainfall as well. I'll tell you what a major issue is right now. Look at Wyoming. We've got some decent winds moving across the region and some very dry air. This is a recipe for wildfires. Relative humidity, look at that, Casper, Wyoming. My brother actually played hockey there. Your relative humidity is 6. Once again, that's a no-go. This is a fire hazard. We need some of that rainfall to begin moving in. We need some moisture to move into this region. Maybe the winds to slow down a little bit. Yeah, whole different world in the eastern U.S. than it is in the western U.S. right now. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Oh boy, southeast, Ohio Valley, you're baking. 80% chance of having well above normal temperatures through portions of Alabama, Georgia, Arkansas, Louisiana, and the surrounding regions as we move into August 16th through August 20th. That's the 6 to 10 day forecast. Not a ton of relief in the 8 to 14 day forecast from August 18th through August 24th. How hot could it actually get? Let's zoom in a little bit. We're looking at 10 to 15 degrees above average. Nashville, 11 degrees above average. Memphis, 13. Atlanta, 11. Kansas City, 17. So yeah, pretty bad. St. Louis, 14 above average. Dallas, 12 above average. What's the heat index look like on these days? Well, widespread, over 100 degrees, 100 to 110. A little bit of relief up to the north, but there's that heat dome down to the south. It's also very likely because of that high pressure, because of that southeastern ridge, going to remain pretty dry down south as well. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified anytime I go live or anytime I post a new video. And don't forget, if you want to join the best free weather Discord out there, the link is right down below in the description. Once again, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.